Good morning, Malibu. Thanks for waking up with us this Friday morning. I'm Shayla Jordan.
I'm Alex Fisher. Grab a cup of coffee and don't move. Good Morning Malibu starts right now.
You guys might recognize we have a very special guest host with us this morning. He's a former Good Morning Malibu host, formal date, realtor, all around awesomeness. Phil is here with us today.
It's
Welcome
so good
back,
to see
Phil.
you guys. Thank you.
Is it good to be back home?
Yeah, it's fun. You know, you guys made some changes, a lot of new faces, and it's fun to be here. And you guys obviously still have fun. So.
Of course,
Yeah, we're having a great
Friday
time.
morning.
So I have to let our viewers in on a little secret. So when Phil was with us on Good Morning Malibu, I made the mistake a couple of times of introducing people as Phil.
As me.
And you know, it just kind of had a roll to it. And I thought it was just me, but then after you left, I'm not the only one that has introduced people as Phil.
I have a good name apparently.
apparently
You just got to
have a good
keep
name.
saying
You have a great name.
So we didn't work together last semester
No.
on the show, but your name stuck around. So you left, but your name stuck around.
That's good.
And I have not been the only person that has said his name too. I have been called Phil multiple times. So the Phil
He has been
name
called
has
Phil.
It just resonates here.
Oh, it just resonates
But I'm
here.
proud because people were giving me a hard time for it, and then it started spreading. So let's go ahead and
Take a look at this.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Okay,
Well,
so as
that
you can,
was a frozen shot of me.
I remember that interview though.
But
so.
in that interview, you want to explain?
Yeah, so in that interview, I called our guest Phil Shannonberg, unfortunately, and then you've also done it another time. So you've been remembered, Phil, and your name especially has carried on.
Let's go ahead and try to see if we can get the video again
think we
playing.
got
I
it.
think we have it this time.
We are back with Phil Shannonberg here with us from Drake. Oh my gosh,
That's
Phil,
all right.
I'm
No
so
worries.
sorry.
No worries.
Drake
Drake.
Shannonberg.
Phil's a great guy. It's all right.
Very Valentine's Day edition of Good Morning Malibu. We're discussing your Valentine's Day plans.
And Phil Burke is with us today to talk.
So as you can clearly see, your name has,
It stays.
you know, the
We've
first.
missed you. What can we say?
The first one was, of course, when you were here, but
Yeah.
we might as well just call everyone Phil.
So
Yeah.
everyone is
Just
Phil now.
replace
We have a
everyone's
guest
first
today.
name.
We'll just call him
Yeah.
Phil.
Yeah.
But what have you been up to since you've been gone?
You know, I graduated officially in December, so I got the little diploma in the mail, which is a great
Yay.
feeling. And then you kind of have to wait around for May to come because Pepperdine only has, one graduate.
One
So
graduation, yeah.
waiting around for May 2nd, and still in real estate, still loving that, and then just taking some time figuring things out. I always tell people that they kind of rush through college and they get to the end and then all of a sudden it hits them. And so, I'm taking some time now to evaluate things. I'm not trying to jump into too many things, and I'm still working and hanging out with you guys. And, I still have a lot of friends at Pepperdine. So,
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you're here with us this morning. But I have to tell you, it is. Today you're going to be helping us with with the show. You're going to be sticking around. You're not just going to be here just for now. You're going to be here
giving
you're
commentary.
hosting with us today.
the rest of the
So we
show,
have lots to talk about.
Yes,
I'm
I've
excited.
been looking through the prompter, and
Yes, but I have to say, it has been hot. It has been hot. Yesterday was hot. Today is supposed to be another hot day. So we're going to turn right now to Ross and get a little bit more on what if this heat wave is going to stick around. Ross?
Yeah, thank you guys. It looks like we're going to have some really high temperatures this weekend. And while temperatures on the East Coast are 20 degrees on average lower than past years, it looks like all the hot air has been pushed to the West Coast. Everywhere from Arizona to California to Montana have been hitting temperatures 15 to 25 degrees higher than years past. Temperatures in LA are 19% higher than last year, with several locations in LA hitting the 90s this weekend. Everyone grab a swimsuit and hit the beach. It looks like we are going to have a hot weekend and a nice surf swell coming in too. So let's take a look into the surf report for this weekend. Looks like we're going to have a really nice swell coming in actually. So if we take a look over here at Surfrider Beach, we're going to have waves 2 to 3 feet, with Zuma Beach hitting waves 3 to 4 feet, and Topanga hitting waves 2 to 3 feet, and Chart House hitting waves of 1 to 2 feet. And then over at Latigo Point, we're going to have waves of 1 to 2 feet, and Sunset Point and Point Doom hitting waves of 2 to 3 feet. And in our current conditions, it's currently 65 degrees out and sunny, and it's going to hit 80 later today with sun throughout the weekend. Sunset will be today around 7:12 p.m. And in our weekend for our surrounding areas, it's going to be a really hot one. We're going to hit 90s in some parts of LA this weekend. So make sure, you hit the beach or stay off PCH if you're trying to avoid the traffic. So over here in Santa Monica today, we're going to hit a high of 80 with a low of 63. And then over here in Agora Hills, we're going to hit a high of 89 with a low of 58. And in Thousand Oaks, we're going to finally hit into the 90s with a high of 90 and a low of 56. Also in Calabasas, getting into the 90s with a high of 90 and a low of 58. And then, of course, here in Malibu, we're going to hit a high of 80 with a low of 56. And into our weekend forecast. It's going to be a pretty hot one this weekend, so make sure you hit the beach. We're going to hit a high of 80 later today with a low of 56 this morning, and then tomorrow with a high of 75 with a low of 56. And it's going to be sunny throughout the weekend, finishing off Sunday with a high of 73 and a low of 56. So everyone put on the sunscreen and hit the beach and have a great hot weekend. Back to you guys.
Yeah, I feel like this is just kind of a broken record.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we've been really talking about the heat lately.
Yeah.
It's just non-stop. And March has been
Constant
hot.
heat wave.
You got to stop telling people to hit the beach though, because the traffic just gets so bad. Just say, it's too hot for the beach. Just stay in Santa Monica.
Don't go. And I feel like the Pepperdine schedule does almost coincide with the fact that we miss out on a lot of that traffic because as beach season really starts, we're out for summer break. Thank goodness. Because in the summers, I took a summer session last summer. The traffic was insane.
Well, I know that. I know that. Like on Memorial Day, so almost a year ago, there were over 1 million beachgoers. In Malibu that weekend. Over 1 million beachgoers in Malibu that weekend. 700,000 on Memorial Day itself.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's an incredible amount of people.
Beach season, it takes like 20 minutes to get from my driveway to the light on PCH, and you're just like, okay, everyone.
It's absolutely
welcome.
miserable.
Welcome to Malibu.
Good weather. Welcome to
Oh, well, so don't go to the beach this
Don't
weekend,
go to the beach.
right?
Stay in your air conditioning.
Yes. Well, if any of you guys are traveling outside of LA to avoid the heat, this next story could pertain to you. The latest news of the German Wings plane crash has caused a lot of anxiety for some people about air travel. So the last couple years have seen multiple plane crashes in the news, but flying still remains the safest form of travel, actually. However, recent headlines have made many fearful of air travel. So if you're struggling with anxiety, experts recommend talking about your fears, breathing deeply, and actually not resorting to anti-anxiety medication right away. So air travel still remains a really big fear for a lot of people, and it doesn't help that recent news has been so negative about it. But it is actually one of the safest forms of travel. I think it's the safest form of travel.
It is the safest form of travel for sure, unless, I don't know, if you're like walking or like riding a donkey.
Yes, riding my pet donkey is probably
a lot safer.
One.
Yeah, Shayla has her donkey in her garage.
Yes.
Along with her 2 dogs. When you look, just look every night at how many car accidents in LA there are. It's, add them all up.
PCH alone is very dangerous. I know PCH, just in the past few months, we've had quite a few accidents. I know there was an accident last night on PCH.
I was sitting in the traffic.
You were sitting in the traffic. And they had to actually medevac the patient. And so there's just a lot of accidents, in the car. But of course, we hear more about plane crashes because they are. It's big news. Because it's so rare.
Right.
If we covered every car crash, there would be a 24-hour news cycle.
And people are scared of flying. They just really are.
But driving may be a little bit safer because if you have a problem with speeding or you're tired of getting pulled over, well, a new car may help your speeding tendencies. Ford has come out with its newest S-Max car, which features technology that scans traffic signs and adjusts the throttle to keep you within the speed limit. But if you don't want to if you want to speed up to pass someone, you can temporarily override the system by just pressing firmly on the accelerator. The new technology will be available worldwide. It's funny that this comes out because last year Audi came out with a car that goes 140 miles within like a few seconds or something like that. So, it's funny how some cars are like, we can go faster in a short amount of time. And then Ford is saying, well, we'll just keep you at the speed limit,
I like this though, so it'll automatically keep me in check unless I want to.
We have the Shayla car and the Phil car. We have the 0 to 100 miles an hour in 7 seconds car, and then Shayla's driving through the canyon car.
Well, what's nice, it'll keep me in check unless I want to accelerate. Then I can go fast.
I will say, pulling over though, when you have those red and blue lights behind you,
oh my gosh,
that's an expensive. You're like, oh man, it's just. that's, for me, I had a ticket a couple of years ago. It was over like $400.
It's a terrifying feeling.
It's terrifying.
Or a DPS ticket.
But
I don't know which
anyways.
is worse.
Well, and if you are driving in LA, especially, like, sometimes you are in traffic and you want to keep your car in the. You're always in traffic, but you want to keep your car in the carpool lane if at all possible. But he doesn't always break the law, but when he does, it's to get around the HOV lane restrictions. So the world's most interesting man may not say that exactly, but it does describe a situation in the state of Washington recently. Police say a driver put a cardboard cutout of the Dos Equis spokesman in his passenger seat so that he could use the high occupancy vehicle lanes around Tacoma, Washington. He got pulled over anyways and now faces a $124 ticket. I guess the driver should have used a less recognizable man.
I think
This
it's
is definitely
hysterical.
a first.
It is hysterical.
I mean, if I were the cop pulling him over, I would just die.
well, I think
Right?
the cop actually took those photos. I mean, you
Like,
can't
you
help
have
but
to
laugh.
give him points for creativity there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that was so clever.
I mean, it's better than driving with the actual Dos Equis. So,
Very true.
Yeah, but anyways, I thought that was just hilarious and very
Well-
creative.
Very creative. We have to take a break, but we'll be back with news. Alexis is here with us. Stay tuned.